next technique is going to be a guillotine from the half guard. The good thing about this guillotine is its fail rate is countered by the fact that it's a pass. So even if you don't get this guillotine, which you might not, you're going to end up in a better spot. And those are the techniques I like to do. I don't like to get led down a dead end. I want to be led into a better position. So if I have Vlad in the half guard again, and it's pretty safe to say, once you pass blue belt, purple belt level, you're not going to experience a conventional half guard where someone just locks down just to control your thigh. That's pretty rudimentary. It doesn't have a lot of options. Granted, there are techniques you can do. It's not exactly in the meta, if you will. So what you'll deal with a lot is this knee shield. Big pain in the butt. So I show someone how to pivot over, but sometimes you have someone with a leg that's just really a pain in the butt. You go to move it, it's just not going. So this is where we're going to jump the fence, right? Because this is the fence. So I like to call this jumping the fence to go fishing. So this is my fishing pole, right? So I really need to pass my fishing pole. So as I do this, I'm going to go this way and go to my left hip. So it sounds kind of strange, right? My hand will go through just to touch his knee, and when I'm here, I'm going to throw my weight and land on my hip. So now my armpit is already on his carotid artery. And my right arm is pretty easy to just manipulate into an underhook. For this particular situation, we're going to keep his thigh grasped just to keep him a little bit flat. So now what I'll do is I'll clear my leg, hoping he'll start coming up into me. As he does, he cleared space for this hand to sneak right under. And now you're going to have a preference. No arm in or arm in. Whatever happens. Both are equally as effective. It's all a preference point. So from now, what I like to do is I like to play what my opponent plays. If he comes up into me, it's not perfect, right here, yeah. So I use my elevators to just get some pressure away, and I create a little bit of torque into him and get my tap. I don't want you to think about squeezing as hard as you can. I want you to think about pressing your armpit through his spine, okay? So it's pretty much similar. It's almost exactly the same scenario, slightly different ending. I'm here, right, jumping the fence to go fishing. We cast our pole far. If we go weak with our cast, we're not going to get this technique. We're going to go here, we're going to pull on our hip, and we're going to end up out of pocket, out of space, just in a really bad spot. So this takes a level of commitment that you have to really, really, really understand. When we're going here, I'm jumping the fence, so now if Vlad was my friend, I would smash down on him, right? Created that position. So now, this is where he starts to fight up, and I'm knee. So I'll press into him. So now I'm in side control, but I still have a guillotine right here, and I'm going to slide right over and pull down. You can, with one hand, just start to curl and press. If you're being a little bit more, if you're angry at your training partner, you connect your hands, you wrench up, and then you sit your hips in. So we'll go through it again. So you're in a frustrating position, you're trying to deal with this half guard. Vlad's just too good, I can't deal with this, and I'm getting frustrated. Yeah, hand control, everything, it's pain. So now I do it quick, boom, come right through, right? I clear that space. Once he starts to come up, option one, he comes up into me, I like to keep a butterfly hook so he can't get flat. If we don't have our butterfly hooks, it's not over, guys. The biggest thing you have to do is create an angle. If I'm flat, Vlad is safe. Yeah, exactly. Super safe. So now what I do when my elbow is flared to the sky, I try to point it to the ground. Right? So now Vlad goes to get up into me, he's putting pressure over his own head. Secondarily, when we're here, we get through, bam. So now what's going to happen is I'm going to beat him. If you get this underhook, you're going to win the scramble. If you don't, you're not going to necessarily lose. You just got to remember that your foot has to clear and base out quick. So I don't stay here. Vlad's still strong. He comes up, all for naught, right? Now Vlad goes to come up, right? This foot has created framework for me. I'm not using a ton of muscle or energy. So from here I press through, knee slide over his belt line. We don't take big steps and get caught right in half guard and then get swept. We come here, we knee slide over, boom. And then from here we go right in, create our connection, sink your hips and flex. Or like I said, if you prefer, you connect your hands and you wrench your elbows to the sky. This will be a preference technique that you'll have to feel for yourself. The biggest thing I can tell you, start to feel confident on that dead hip. As long as you have your P's and Q's minded, underhooks and hand position are correct, you're not going to get swept. And again, it's very easy. Evacuate that position, go right into where you need to be. As long as you're minding your P's and Q's and elbows are tight, you'll be safe. So that's jumping the fence and going fishing to get our guillotine.